Couple of guys. Oh no, 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 no. Couple of guys already have a few penalties. As you can see, we just basically missed a minute. Well, a few seconds. Now it was over a minute. See Gapik with a drive through and Valandel with a 30-second stop-go penalty. But he's also way off the rest of the pack. As you can see, the pack is pretty much bunched up. A bit of a gap in the middle, but Valandel, yeah, he's some time off. He's going to have to serve that stop-go as well. I think there might have been some sort of a collision at the start. Unfortunately, thanks to this game, you don't see the prior start because coming from qualifying over to the race, you're stuck. You have to go out of the game and then reboot everything. Oh, Valandel having a moment there, back in stepping out, and he's into the barriers. I don't know. Now would be now's a very I can say testing time, because this is where you want to say, oh no, bugger this, I'm not going to battle for 3 hours, or you can say, you know what, I know it's tough, let me just be patient and let's do what we need to do. And then obviously, you know, get your head down, keep on racing, because it's 3 hours, 2 hours and 57 to be exact is what's remaining. So anything can happen in that time. So maybe just get to the pit, sort out the car, serve a penalty, and just, you know, focus and drive from there on. Because anything can happen, and especially with some of these guys already battling there in the front, if they trip over each other, positions are there up for grab. And as it is now, everybody gets points, all 12 drivers. The gap is obviously got a drive-through penalty. It looks like something on the start. It just popped up briefly there at the bottom. I see he was under pressure from Springbok game. It just now got a bit of a breather. Not Sebastian leading already 2 seconds up from Kuda. Kuda's got 2 seconds between him and Tina, of course, feeling the pressure, a bit of Nismax. Just one thing I wish I want to sort out with this game, rather sooner than later. Once you're in one session, you can't roll over to another session, you get stuck. You're in one car, it doesn't matter if you press buttons or whatever, you're stuck. You need to get out of the game and then eventually come back in. And of course, PS4, the technology, you know, it takes it takes some time to load. And we have a yellow flag. We have a yellow flag there. There we go, GT Carbon just having a moment there. Just speaking back to what I said earlier about Valandel. Also, you know, guys like that, mistakes can happen. Time for him. So there we go. Valandel has come into the pits. He did his stop and go, so he's off to race again. So just saying, nothing bad at GT Carbon, but of course, just saying back to the comment earlier about when we spoke about Valandel, those mistakes are going to come. And as it is, GT Carbon triggered another yellow flag. He spun again. Huge moment. So this again is a test of either you decide I'm going to quit, like we just saw what happened. So we just lost our first driver, GT Carbon. He spun again and he decided he's going to call it quits. So from 12 drivers we down to 11. So there's just confirmation also, speaking back to what I said earlier when we touched on Valandel. The character, or you know, the patience. Get your head down, drive. Whatever, you know, it's 3 hours, anything can happen. So just keep on driving with the hope that anything can go wrong elsewhere and go better for you. Valandel now just about to be lapped by the race leader. Keep to the side, and not Sebastian is through. Very tricky part this. Valandel getting Kuda now as well. So he's going to pull to the side here for Kuda. So just speaking to patience, I won't say really character because everybody gets frustrated. Could have a bit of contact there with Barry by the senior look of it. Battling to get past Valandel. Oh, Valandel hits a barrier again. And now you got Kuda and Nismax fighting. That really opened the door there for Nismax. Just coming down this back straight now, the ideal opportunity. Audi versus Audi. All out drag race into that kink, and then the left in. Nismax just falling off a little bit there. I think he decided to back out of it. And hats off to Valander, he's still in it. He still didn't decide to give up or quit. Some people, as they call it, rage quitting, as we just saw earlier. So easy after a few mistakes to say, you know what, bugger this, I'm not going to waste my time for 3 hours. And then a couple of guys just say, you know what, let me just stay in here, anything can happen. So, you know what, Valander is 11th, we are a lap down. But, guys up front, we can also make mistakes. Remember, 3 hours fatigue is going to set in, concentration lost. So all of those things can still happen. Still very early, only 7 minutes in, so this race will definitely still turn around from where we are now. Not Sebastian actually gaining with that sector through the mountain. He's now 5 seconds ahead. Ten staying being quiet but comfortable if you can. 4th. Judge up to 5th, so good start there for Judge as well. Gaffbeek looks like he's into service drive-through, and Valander also pitting. Surely that's for some damage repairs. Oh well, and these cars look like they want to share the same pit box. Gaffbeek on his way again. Gaffbeek coming out. Did he clear it? No, that penalty is still showing. So he did not clear the... No, he actually got a new penalty. He had a drive-through, now it shows stop go 50 seconds, so Gaffbeek's got another penalty. From a drive-through to a stop go 50 seconds. I think he came into the pit lane maybe a little bit too hot. Didn't engage the pit limiter at the right time. But again, only 8 minutes, it's nothing serious, anything can still happen. Looking forward to that night stint here, especially in the mountain section. Hallo oom Boontjies. Judge chasing after 10, after Tina and chasing after Judgy. Come Boontjies, give us a weather report. Good, with a little bit of a breather between him and Nismax now. Of course now, if you're in the mountain section, that's ideally where you want it. Valander in the pits again. This is just obviously for some damage. Oh, and we got a yellow flag. The Gaffbeek is diving into the pits. The judge now you're coming into this yellow flag section. Yeah, Nismax looks like at a moment. Nismax overtaken by the judge. So pretty much Chen and Judge now past Nismax. Time sheet also shows Judge behind Nismax, but as you can see, it's actually alright. There we go, finally updated. Judge looking really racy today. Let's hope he can keep it together. He would love to have a good result, just to silence some critics. Gaffbeek, it still shows stop go 30 seconds, so let's hope he hit the pit box at the right place and it counts and he can serve his penalty. And there's Bentley 4 laps in for him, or 11 minutes already. Yeah, it's been in some battles, most probably, well, most of them barriers. I still show stop go penalty 30, so that penalty is not cleared. There we go, finally, now it's cleared. So only shows cleared once he drove over the line. Now coming right out amongst traffic, so pretty much being lapped. But his penalty is served, so hopefully now he can just focus on his race. Of course, as you can see there's that orange with a number 2 right next to the driver's racing number. Everybody's on a 2 except for Valando, who's on a 1. That speaks to mandatory pit stops. So for this endurance race, they need to make a minimum of 2 pit stops. So guys running heavier fuel loads or harder tires, whichever may cause longer strategy. Maybe some guys can fuel it and run it all the way. Which is a bit unlikely, but still, the fact remains you need to stop at least twice. Valando already into the pit once. Of course, they served the penalty. Then there was also actual pit stop, repairing damage, etc. So he already served one of those mandatory pit stops. 1 to go for him, and of course everyone else still need to stop a mandatory 2. Of course, if you have damage and so forth, you can put more than that. You're not limited to 2 pit stops. It's just you need to stop a minimum of twice. So 2 pit stops minimum. Of course, you can stop as many times as you want, depending on the needs. Of course, if you damage the car every lap or so, you're going to spend time in the pits more often than racing. Also, one thing, if I'm not mistaken, with endurance race, of course, with a Thursday night racing, the hour-long race, you also have a mandatory pit stop. Of course, with a 1 hour race, there's 1 pit stop. Here, of course, we have a 2. With a mandatory pit stop, you have a pit window as well. So there's a certain time that you need to do that pit. So you can't just go in on the first lap, pit and get it out of the way. Of course, you have to do that mandatory pit stop within that certain pit window. So normally 25 minutes into the race, then you have a 10-minute pit window in which you need to do that pit stop of yours. So here you don't really have a pit window as much. So you do have 2 pit stops that you have to do mandatory, but you don't need to do it within a certain time period. Of course, Nismax in the pits, Gafpick in the pits, so surely this will count as mandatory pit stops. Gafpick stationary. Let's see if Nismax. No, he's still stationary. Long stop here. It's like both of them. So luckily no certain time in which you need to stop, as long as you make your 2 mandatory stops. Of course, the hour race is also easier to control. You can set up a time. It's a bit difficult to control that in endurance. You can't really dictate when to stop in endurance, because you can stop at any given stage, like we've seen with some of the damage that already some of the guys incurred. We've got not Sebastian coming around, so he's about to put a lap on Nismax and the pig. Nismax is on his way. Actually, no, that pit stop did not count as a mandatory pit stop for Nismax, so he still needs to stop twice. So he did a stop for repairs, so it didn't count, so still 2 pit stops to go. And I guess that's going to be the same here for Gafpick, so only Valando then with the 1 stop already out of the way. And then there might be a certain, most probably there might be a certain time that they have to do the stop. But then it's a bit strange why Valando is on a 1, because he stopped early compared to the others, only 15 minutes in. So I don't think there was a certain pit window early, unless we missed it. I doubt it. So yeah, I'm talking under correction, but I'm not sure why Valando's been on a 1. But Gafpick now also down to a 1. So Gafpick's pit stop served, so that counts towards a mandatory pit stop. But I must also say Gafpick and Valando was in the pits several times already due to penalties and of course some damage. So both of them have served one of their mandatory pit stops. So Gafpick down and Valando down the pit stop. Meantime back in front, Gafpick is now approaching 6.5. Nismax now trying to unlap himself right there in the back of it, Aston. Not Sebastian is holding the position, currently leading. Nesmax now in 9th place after that pit stop, wanting to unlap himself, get on with things. Bathurst, I take that when you joining, you're gonna be part of a racing year at Sonic Sim. We're looking forward to that, of course. Saw a race or two, broadcast an endurance race where Bathurst participated, of course. Project Cars 2, 3 hours of De La Sarte, Le Mans, and that race was also nice in the sense that you had different classes there that day, just like the real Le Mans. I know some of the guys actually want to go a little bit longer, maybe 6 hours. Some guys even did a 12 race before. And I know the likes of a Devon and a Chen was crazy enough to attempt a 24-hour endurance race before. That would be awesome, buddies. Of course, you do have details to the Discord channel. Just join the Sonic Sim channel there on Discord when you're ready. As you can see, there is definitely space available, and I'm sure there's going to be another season or so after we're done with the current season. Why stop now? Chen currently in 3rd, 15 seconds off, but more importantly, he's got some distance between him and the judge, who's currently in 4th. Springbok Gamer into 5th, but 5 seconds off. So Judgy keeping it together. Chen also having a good race so far, keeping it clean. So these two basically running for perfect circumstances, if I can. No cars in front, no cars behind, some good space between. And that's what you want, that clean air in front. And of course a space at the back so nobody running into the back of you. We couldn't have asked for better conditions. And of course Kuda has closed the gap in front. A whole second out of time there. Awesome, buddies, looking forward to that. End of September at least is close. It's literally like 2 weeks or so. So yeah, now you're really going to get excited. But it's normally the closer you get to the time, it seems like the time wants to take forever to pass. Mr. Manu Dietrich. Of course you're going to support Springbok Gamer again, just like Thursday night. Okay, so Manu, you're also going to do the ACC thing then. Because as I said, I had the privilege of commentating on a race before with Bathurst, was endurance. And of course Manu, now Manu there from Midweek Racing, the F1 league. Of course a couple of these guys drive in more than one league, so these guys also know each other. Being at this league, being at that league, being at this game, being at F1, doesn't matter. These guys actually race in different leagues, different games. So these guys know each other by now, and the racing styles as well. And a lot of good camaraderie between the guys as well, I must say. Guys, keep me busy this weekend if I can. Starting on Thursday, of course, we had the Thursday night race there at Kailami. Friday night it was a 100% race where F1 TNB, of course, did Japan. And now you got the 3-hour year of Bathurst. But yeah, looking forward to seeing Buddies and Manu on track. There's always space for one more, just like the kids playing in the neighborhood, there's always space for one more. Could I actually fell back so much will bring down the gap. Gap has now actually opened up, approaching 11 seconds. Not Sebastian, just controlling it in front, nice clean air, no pressure, and he's pulling away from Nismax now, who tried to unlap himself earlier. No, not Sebastian, definitely in a race of his own. I think he would love to have this Aston for the rest of the season. Not sure about the rules if he's allowed to. Started the season in Aston, just a different Aston. But clearly the Vantage suits him better. Jen has closed the gap a little bit to Kuda. But of course that's also with the gap opening up between Kuda and Sebastian. Judge still maintaining his gap to Chen, so Springbok Gamer to Judge. Devon running also a solid 6 at the place. You can just see where you Boucher coming in the background. And Gafpik and Valandel in the pits again. Valandel has now served all his mandatory pit stops. 22 minutes in, so he's cleared. He don't need to stop unless he have to. Sorry about that. And Gafpik has also cleared his pit stop, so no more mandatory pit stops for these two. I see Tina has also served one of his mandatory pit stops. So the guys at the back getting those mandatory pit stops out of the way. And Gap still climbing there in front, but Jen also lost a bit of time there to Kuda. Springbok Gamer gaining a bit there on Judge. I'm not sure what the guy see in this oversized beetle. Oh yeah, and Evan will back me on this. Don't dare tell the Judge it's a beetle. You'll probably get his favorite 3-word phrase. Okay, Gap in close a little bit. Maybe some issues with Kuda, now he's sorted out, he's back in rhythm again. If Nismax can just stay here with Not Sebastian, the pace that Not Sebastian is doing, Nismax can actually allow him to pull him through a bit. Because you just need to be careful to fall further back, because Kuda's just behind, ready to approach and also come for the time to lap him. Still some distance off, but just something for Nismax to keep in mind. But it will not be a bad idea if he can get some tow here from that Aston and let that Aston pull him through. Because he's in for a huge one this afternoon. But of course there's still fatigue that's going to set in. It's only 24 minutes, still a long way to go, and of course there's still that night stint as well. A night through the mountain is tricky, as if a mountain section is not tricky on its own. Of course, Sonic Sim Racing just using the midweek racing stream. Of course, some issues here with YouTube on the Sonic channel, but nonetheless, Nismax, owner of a league, also part of a admin ownership here of midweek racing as well. Some of these leagues you can call sister leagues if you want. But again, as I said earlier, a couple of these guys from one league to the other, so they all. For them, they don't care about it, it's just a different channel that's being streamed to. For them, it's all the same, just as long as there's racing. And in most cases, you see the same name popping up on the grid. Kuda still staying in touch there, Gap not changing much now. As much as Not Sebastian is getting away now from Nismax. Jen falling back a bit. But we got that oversized beetle coming to try and lap Valandel. Of course, Judge's Porsche shows PRO there. I know you would love to change that to POE. Springbok Gamer a little bit closer again, just now over 4 seconds. There we go, you can see Springbok Gamer. So Valandel just going to let the beetle go through, there we go. And then he'll have his mirrors full of that Lexus coming for him as well. Yes, looks like a battle shaping up. Devon and EH Boucher approaching Gaff Peak, but we see that as we're approaching a yellow flag zone. Looks like, yeah, it was Nismax again. Nismax had a moment pushing a little too hard and looks like he spun. Kuda now losing some serious time. Gap opened up to 14 seconds. Springbok Gamer just falling off a little bit. Gap opened up a bit more than a second. I think it might have been just as he tried to get past Valandel. That's where he lost the time. But he's had a good race so far. He can make that up again. They were now under real pressure here from Boucher. Honda versus Ferrari. Let's see what this pony can do. This pony can haul in that Honda. Devon some 25 seconds of Springbok Gamer, so nice either spread out back now. Guys doing battles in some places, but we're all some distance apart from each other. Oh, and we lost 2 drivers. We lost 2. Just trying to establish. Kuda, no, we lost. Not Sebastian. Not Sebastian is gone. Kuda is the race leader. So Kuda is your new race leader. Not Sebastian disconnected. I knew there were some issues with internet. I saw him on social media earlier taking on his internet service provider. Intermittent internet connection on off. It stayed stable pretty much, and it kept, well, 20 minutes. But I'm sure it might be that same issue. It was on off earlier, and I think that same issue persisted, so that is a clear disconnect. So not Sebastian, after leading comfortably 15 seconds, and now disconnect. So not Sebastian gone. Kuda into the lead. That promotes Chen to second, Vijay into third, and Springbok gave into fifth. Devon, of course, into fifth, and EH Boucher into sixth. Nismax is seventh now. Gafpik eighth, and Valandel ninth. And of course, the other driver we have lost is Tinain. So Tinain and not Sebastian out pretty much simultaneously. Of course, that earlier disconnect, which is obviously probably by own will, by Carbon. 12 starters, now down to 9th, and still 2.5 hours to go. Sad part about this is once you have left, you can't rejoin and claim your vehicle again. That's one nice thing about F1. When you disconnect, you can rejoin and you potentially can get your vehicle and continue your race. Yeah, you might lose some time with restarting and so forth, but at least, more importantly, you're back in the race. And that's what you ultimately want to do. You want to be racing. But, you know, really close to Devon. Looking. He's gonna have to be patient and choose his moment, because this is a really tricky part coming up. Is he going to be brave enough to outbrake? No, not. Devon runs a little bit wide. It gives Boucher a much better inside line. EH Boucher now in front, can he keep on it? And he does. EH Boucher is through, made the pass. And now importantly, you want to get away from Devon so Devon can't come back at him. And there's already daylight between them. Boucher into 5th. Just see if we can get some updates here. Oh, big moment there for Devon. Devon decided to hug the barrier. The barrier felt lonely, so he gave it some attention. And now, as you can see, EH Boucher some distance away. Just confirmation there from Not Sebastian, it is definitely in network issues. There was an issue with metro fiber in the area. Not sure if that also affected T9, but there was network issues and that actually resulted in him falling out of this race. Chen now, which is a very lonely second. Judge still staying in touch with that 12 seconds. Gap not really changing. Springbok Gamer just falling a little bit back now to Judge. Versus the type of race result that Chen and Judge will like. Especially knowing it's double points. Devon into the pits. The Judge now actually just putting a lap there on Devon. And here comes Springbok Gamer, but I think Springbok Gamer got some time. There we go, confirmation. He did take some time out of the Judge because he's now a lot more closer. No, Staffy, unlike you, I have nuts. Oh, well, what can I say? If you love it, you love it. You do it. But that's why I have people like you popping in from now and every now and then to put some comments there. It always makes it fun. It would have been something else without the comments, I can tell you that. This yellow flag, but of course number 1, that is Gavpik. Gavpik having a moment. And just that tricky corner section coming after that long straight. Oh, and he's beached. Is he going to get out of it? Is he going to continue? That car's not moving. Yeah, Steph, as if we ever go low blows, that's how we roll. Oh, Gavpik is in the pits. He's jumped to the pits. Does that mean it's the end of his race? Or can you actually jump to the pits from in the middle of the race? No, actually not. And we have lost another racer. Devon is also gone. We have lost Devon Alice. Will Gavpik be able to continue? Otherwise it's seven drivers left. Because I'm not sure if you can jump to the pits from a race. You need to drive all the way to the pit lane. You can jump in practice and qualifying. No, exactly, Staffy. That's exactly how I will call it. Reset to the pits. That is cheating. But I'm not sure if this is legit and if he will be able to continue. We'll have to wait and see. If he does, it's the first time I see this that you can do this. Because I understand Project Cars was the same. You could do it in qualifying maybe and in practice definitely. Oh wow, Gafbeck is on his way. He's continuing. Wow, this is the first time I've seen this. You can actually jump to the pit lane in the middle of a race. And Valandel now up into 7th. Valandel and Gafbeck ultimately battling each other for that 8th place. As you can see, they are pretty much with each other on track there, so this is going to be a fight. At least these two can battle each other, make it worthwhile for them. So yeah, first time I've seen this that you reset to the pits in the middle of a race. Because I know you can do it in qualifying and practice, but okay, clearly you can do it in a race as well. Gafbeck was just lazy to unbeat him and drive that little bit to the pits, but anyway, he's on his way again. Yeah, 50 minutes, eh? Well, now 37 minutes. Well, Steph, nothing stops you from joining. You have tried Project Cars quickly, and I think you maybe gave up a little too quick on it. Maybe do ACC and come join. You know you want to. I would say yes, Steph, but unfortunately I'm not league admin. I'm just the one talking nonsense here in broadcasting. But I would my personal view would be there would be a penalty because you're gaining the time that you would have spent unbeating yourself and driving to the pits. Yeah, I don't know if that's in my mind it should not be allowed. You should be able to drive to the pits. You can skip, you can jump in qualifying if you want and practice, but not in a race. Surely there must be a penalty. But we'll see what happens afterwards and what the stewards decide. No in-game penalty, Steph. Not at all. But it must be said, Gafbeck also served the stop-go and a drive-through already early. Okay, not Sebastian shows his rejoined. Can he rejoin? Gafbeck with a massive corner cut. Now he's driving like a real pig. I saw Not Sebastian coming back online. I know he's got issues with internet. As I said, and he confirmed it, it's definitely internet, but it looks like he managed to get some connection, so he went online again, managed to rejoin the game by the looks it shows in the pits, and now the pit indicator has popped up, and if we click on him, there we go, he's got the Vantage, same car, same colors, okay, wheels are turning, lights are flashing, car starting, and Not Sebastian's on his way. Oh wow, ACCU, that is so much better than Project Cars, because if this was Project Cars, he wouldn't have been able to come back. So at least now we know with ACC, it's the same as F1. When you disconnect, you can at least come back. And this is nice to know for endurance racing. All of those guys going forward, I hope they take note of this. He will now obviously be a few laps down, missed a few laps while out. But as I said earlier at the start of the race, it's still early days, it's only 14 minutes, we're still 2 hours, 20 minutes to go, anything can happen. And as you can see, the sun is setting. It's getting darker, more shadows on track. As you can see, the sun is already disappearing behind the mountain, and before you know it's going to be dark. And now then that's going to be testy. Not Sebastian, just showed to unlap himself on EH Boucher. He has been the car dominating. He had a brilliant race, put it in pole, led from start to finish, already 15 seconds up when he disconnected. So this is just more of a challenge for him. But also playing the long game, he knows anything is still possible. Yeah, Steph, it's nice to see, because it's always good to rejoin. We all know you can do with F1, and this is now the first game after F1 that I can see you can rejoin after disconnect. That's awesome. But then again, the fact that we go in and out as commentators because the game gets stuck, you have to reboot, I think that should have already given us indication, because if that was Project Cars, not even the commentators would have been able to rejoin. I also don't see how Gafbeck is, well, 8th at the moment. Apparently he's done more laps than Not Sebastian. I think, not Sebastian was off for a few minutes, but surely Gavpik wasn't that fast to do more laps, because Gavpik also spent time in the pits. But anyway, that's the game for you. Who are we to fight for game's physics? And here comes not Sebastian and laps himself to Gavpik now. Just keep an eye on this Vantage. He's really flying compared to those two at the back. Just hope his internet keeps, just keeps stable. Now shows not Sebastian is 8th, Gavpik 9th. I'm not sure about this anymore. Staff, your guess is as good as mine. One moment it was like this, and then it showed no, Gavpik is 8th. So we'll see what happens. But if Gavpik is behind not Sebastian, how's Valandel then ahead of not Sebastian? Because those two are pretty much battling each other at the back. Valandel now ahead of Gavpik. Looks like Gavpik dropped off a bit. No, there's some distance between them now. Kuda running a very lonely first there. Judge has fallen off from Chen. Gap is now approaching 20 seconds. Springbok Gamer right in the back of that grown-up, oversized Beetle. Can he do something about it? He's going to go to the outside. Drag race coming to this right-hander. Springbok Gamer's got the inside line. And Judge have to heel. Goes a little bit wider. Springbok Gamer keeps the inside line a bit tighter. And that's move mate. Springbok Gamer into 4th. Well, 3rd now. That will be 3rd. Once it updates, there we go. Only 13 seconds from Chen. 30 seconds from Kuda. So Springbok Gamer will be chasing after Chen. So surely he's fancying another position here. And of course, while this is ongoing, it's just getting darker and darker. No more sunlight on track left. It would have been interesting if there was rain while it was dark. And that Monza race will always be one of the special races if I can. From day to night. Hard rain and then that mist where you couldn't see anything in front of you. Just like the real GT races experience, I think last year or the year before when we did Monza. Well, Staff, as far as I know, you can bring in AI in PC2. Some of these guys did endurance races, and then the AI will basically do a stint for you. So if you want to take a loo break or a munch break, you just bring in the AI, and then it's just a matter of getting your car back, and there you go. So of course, Project Cars, I think, set the standard there, or create the impression, or well, whatever you want to call it. So let's see how ACC can continue going forward. Remember, this is still a game that's in development. It was on PC, only brought onto console a few months ago, and already good changes happened since then. When we started this, you didn't have private lobbies. Now you at least have private lobbies. So yeah, while they're still bettering a game, there's always hope. It's normally when these guys stop developing when you start worrying. Now, so ACC, I'm not sure of. I think it does not have it as yet. So no, but you can ask the likes of Sebastian and Nismax, and even Devon. They play this a lot. I think even Devon can tell you. But as far as my knowledge goes, ACC don't have it as yet. And I agree with you. Project Cars 3 is a complete rip-off. I don't even know. I can't even say if it's worse than GTS, or if it's in the same league as GTS, but compared to what Project Cars 2 was, Project Cars 3 is a complete rip-off. ACC wasn't even $1,000. That game is $1,000 and it's worse than ACC. Guys want to have pure simulating race games. They don't want arcade type games. So I don't know who Project Cars are really trying to target when they say they're trying to target a different audience. Okay, you want to do a Shift 2 follow-up, but why do you release it as a Project Cars title? Why don't you make it in a Shift 2 or a Shift 3 or whatever? A Shift 109 if you want, but why call it Project Cars? Because the expectancy is different, and you already have your fan base with Project Cars 2, so they're gonna expect a follow-up or a betterment on Project Cars 2, and this is what you give him back. Now I think Mad Dog, they completely missed this one, and I'm not sure if this speaks back to them merging there with Codemasters. But whichever, it's bad. It's a rip-off, whichever way you look at it. Yep. Look, one thing, Codemasters have a few things going for them. Like I said, like we said earlier, for long it's been the only game that you could disconnect and rejoin. Some of the online mechanics, but of course there's certain things we all know that they can actually improve. Oh, and we got a warning flag out there. Black with an orange circle. Not Sebastian, still fighting his way back. He's now approaching the Landel again. And it's been quick. He already did a lap on the Landel. When he rejoined, he pretty much had to get past him and Gaffpick, and well, he's already about to get past the Landel again. This Vantage is flying. But it's still an uphill battle for him, but still a long battle. But then you also look at Codemasters. Dirt Rally. Dirt Rally is actually one of the best rally games. So some games you get right, some games you don't. Back. Oh, Valandel riding a wall. Wow. Oh, wow, wow, wow. That's a huge moment there for Valandel. For a moment he did a Tony Hawk there and he was grinding on that barrier there. So proper grind, yeah, wall riding. Now just to try to get that car out of that position. Need to be just wary of that car's coming past, and he did. He have Boucher came through on his way again, he goes. And the pig is back in the pits. I think the pig and the Landel competing here for the most pit stops. 11 minutes to go, then now the first hour will be completed. Meantime that Vantage is flying. The pig still stationary. Still only the Landel and Gaffpick who are served by mandatory pit stops. Springbok getting closer to Chen. Chen 33 seconds of the leader. But Springbok Gamer gaining on Chen and leaving Judge behind in the process. Yeah, it's Boucher, a bit of a lonely race as well. Some distance off some distance off the Judge. So Boucher having also a solid race, but lonely race. And of course, all along it's getting darker and darker. And as you can see from there, not a lot of visibility. This is now going to be a real challenging time for drivers. Valandel in the pits. And Gaffpick still stationary. Wonder if he's still in it or is just that extent of damage. But this is a long stop. There we go, finally on his way again. But again, I also must say again, Bathurst is not an easy track. Very technical. And we got a yellow flag again, just trying to see where. Okay, we're moving again, but looks like no, but it can't be. Gaffpick just came out of a pit. So there we go. So it was not Sebastian, sorry, not Sebastian with a yellow flag. Not Sebastian really pushing the advantage as far as he can, as hard as he can, and a bit of a slip up there, spin, but he's on his way again. Sorry Gafbeck, but Gafbeck on his way. Orlando's all still stationary. Not Sebastian approaching the start finish line now. No need to put, so surely this time around he's gonna, surely this should put him ahead of Orlando now. No, still not. It shows he's 78 seconds, so he should be now less than a lap behind. Tell me Orlando has done actually lapped Gafbeck then. Because because Gafbeck already got passed by Sebastian. And Orlando is still ahead of not Sebastian, so Orlando actually got a few laps on Gafbeck. But also on the other hand, Bathurst is also not a short track, it's 2 minutes. Sebastian really pushing. Nesmax also a lonely 6 at the moment. Because there's going to be that having to go to the loo feeling. Now I'm getting tired, I'm getting hungry, I want to bite something or whatever. All of that's going to kick in. Because this is one thing that they also fixed with recent updates, that light. Because at one stage we couldn't do the night races because of vehicles' lights, but that's been fixed. So now at least we can do nighttime driving. And this is pretty much your first race after that update, and Gafbeck coming into the pits again. I think he's negotiating a job position with his mechanics there. That's why he comes to visit so often. Oh, he's starting to lose interest. Not Sebastian now ahead of Orlando. Timing screens is now showing Sebastian ahead of Orlando. Although Orlando is ahead of him on track, so that did mean he passed him when Orlando was in the pits. Because as you can see, there's Orlando, there's not Sebastian. Time screens finally updated. There is a bit of a delay. So not Sebastian now chasing after Nismax. Nismax some distance ahead of him still. Just get this camera to update. There we go. There goes Boucher. Primo Gamer 11 seconds behind 10. Dropped off a little bit. As you can see, just looking at this, I would love to show you onboard shot, but unfortunately that's not possible yet. I would love him to change this cameras, so you can have onboard cameras, you can drive on board, just like we did with Project Cars. But just from this angle already you can see what visibility is like. I would have loved to taken you on board so that you can have a look, but visibility is not that great. Have to rely on your lights being right. Still know your braking points, because your braking points wouldn't have changed. It's just now to reference in the night. Oh, and Chen just missed the corner there. Luckily no harm done. And Gaff Peak shows us pit still, or again. Oh, but Bentley's bonnet's even open. Those brake discs are glowing big time. Flashes are not even flashing. I don't know. I think probably here comes. I still believe that retirement is incoming here. I'm surprised that this Bentley's still in the race. Sorry Gaff Peak, sorry to say it, but you know what? Facts are facts, but I've seen better from you. Judge 19 seconds there of Springbok Gamer. And meantime that Aston is still flying. Kuda still just keeping his nose very clean in front. And still that Bentley is blocked. Nope, I think we might as well count this Bentley as out of the race. Unless he needed to go for a toilet break, but it's not even an hour yet. Springbok Gamer coming to lap Valandel. Valandel's slagging off, letting me go through. No point in racing because he's out of position. Springbok Gamer still want to chase down Chenvi in front of him in second place. The Jack's gonna have his mirrors full of that blue Vantage soon. Oversized Beetle versus Aston Martin. And this, of course, yeah, well, repair is taking long, but then it was a hell of a repair. But as you can see, Steph, just as I said, Gaff Peak is gone. He left. And you know what? I saw that coming. You can see when Gaff Peak is in it, or when he's not in it, or when he's given up. But the last few laps he basically farmed in the pits, and he just stayed there and stayed there. So no, I knew that quit is going to come. So sorry, repairs take long, but not that long. That was Gaff Peak not in the mood for it anymore. So Gaff Peak out, we're down to 8 drivers. Just shows you how quick Not Sebastian has chased down that Beetle. Now just flashing some lights to the Beetle, reminding him he's there. You want to get past, he's lots faster. And the Judge is staying wide, going with even a bit of track just to let him through. Allowing the Aston to unlap himself. Aston is on a different race strategy, of course, rejoining after he left from first place. Really pushing his way back. Picking them off one by one. But as you can see, already getting away from that Porsche. Nismax was in the pits, and that also resulted in him serving one of his mandatory pit stops, so he's down to 1 to go. See how this Vantage is flying. Look at that gap between him and the Beetle already. If a network now on his side stays stable and he stays connected, it's going to be interesting to see what he can achieve from here on. Kuda in the pits. EH Boucher also in the pits. basically that 1 hour mark you're going to see guys coming into the pit. A bit of a long stop as well, so taking lots of fuel on board. This is also some schematics that they can give us, how you can see the pit crew serving the car like you have in F1. That would be nice. Just some suggestions. Springbok Gamer also now coming into the pit. Chen has pitted, that's why he's further down. Springbok Gamer coming now to a stop. There we go. Lights flashing. Kuda's on his way again. And more importantly, not Sebastian has unlapped himself, at least with 1 lap. But just still stationary, and there we go, he's on his way. Springbok Gamer still flashing his lights, the judge behind him. So pretty much all of them judge also now, so it's only Sebastian who still have to serve. Oh, and Springbok Gamer hitting reverse. Wrong gear, buddy. Lexus is just flashing his lights instead of the flashes. Oh, now the car is stationary. Not sure what's happening here. Springbok Gamer standing still. Right on the pit exit. And we got a yellow flag on track. Was Nismax, but he's on his way again. Springbok Gamer still stationary there at the pit exit. And he starts moving again, lights flashing. Leslie and Judge had something going. He was waiting for Judge, but clearly not, because Judge is passing on his way. Springbok Gamer just pulled over to the side to clear the gap, but he's still stationary. So surely that promotes Judge back into third. Chen is back into second. Springbok Gamer finally get moving again. Not sure if there's some rig issues or car issues or something that needed his attention. And there comes the Vantage. With Sebastian about to unlap himself further. Kuda with some nice clear air, some distance between him and Chen, almost pretty much a pit stop. Kuda just need to control it from here. Okay, stay calm. Track temperature down to 21 degrees. Still no wind to talk about. Springbok Gamer, not Sebastian wanting to unlap himself, of course. He is now ahead. Springbok Gamer also realizing he's the faster car, just letting him go. No point in fighting. It's not position changes yet, it's just letting him pass so he can unlap himself. Already getting some clear air between him and Springbok Gamer. Sebastian now coming to lap Valando. Judge 43 seconds off Chen, Springbok Gamer 26 seconds off. But stationary at the pit exit. That cost him some time. Not sure why I saw what happened there, but how it may be. He fell back big time to the judge. See how that Ferrari pony, a lonely race there in second. Looking at not Sebastian versus, well, must say now Boucher, because Boucher is the next guy. There's not Sebastian, there's Boucher, so that's a distance you need to make up to move up a position. So sure, next time round, if he gets par to Boucher, that will actually be for position. But with his time screen messing around, I think not Sebastian is now only down to 3 laps on the race leader. Lando still in the pits. Oh, not Sebastian touching the barrier there. As a result of that, he missed his braking point for the turn and he had to go straight. Luckily, it was just looked like a faint touch there and not no harm done on the way out. So he still lives to fight another day. He gets blue flags, but there's no car near him. Seeing the battle at the back is Springbok Gamer and Kuda. Of course, Kuda just coming to put a lap on Springbok Gamer. But Sebastian didn't want to see that. He wanted to get away from Kuda. Okay, just got some sad news. Reason why Devon left the race. He got some news this morning. Passing of a family member. Devon, all the best to you and the family. You are in our prayers. Understand why you left the race. Obviously need to be there for them. Not a good time. You are all in our thoughts. And shout if you need anything. The guys here, you know, there's a big camaraderie. Everyone will help wherever they can with whatever they can. But good luck there. All the best, but as you can see, still no change in positions except just Nismax with a pit stop. He's now clear. He's done his mandatory 2 pit stops, and when he came in for that second stop, Bathurst went into 5th. So now, importantly, let's just see not Sebastian, and there you have Nismax. So still some distance. So Vantage not getting too quick to the guys. As you can see, Kuda's not far behind him either. It's going to be a very tough couple of laps now in the dark, and trying to push as hard as he can to try to make up for that space on track. Springbok gamer now a little bit on his own. So Scooter, of course, been like that for a while. When you have basically Judge there with some traffic behind him, Melandel and not Sebastian. Not Sebastian obviously trying to unlap himself. And then as you can see, some of the other guys on the other side. So basically 3 groups, well, 1 group here. The other guys have a little bit of space between them, but closer to each other. So well spread out on the track. So pretty much everybody running in clear air at the moment. Not Sebastian past Melandel, so he's coming for the Judge. tricky section. We're going to come now to this left corner. A bit of a tricky corner. You think it opens up and then it doesn't open up immediately, and then of course there's like a back straight, and then hitting the brake at the right time, because you kind of have to brake just before the king to the right, depending on the amount of speed you carry. Surely this is not where not Sebastian's going to try to make a move, or not. Very close there to that oversized beetle and decided against it. Can he take it on the inside on the start finish line? Side by side, but Judge just getting a better line for now. Judge still ahead. First corner, now side by side. Surely not Sebastian will have it this time. Yep, and he's through. He unlapped himself to the Judge. So some distance between him and this Max. I think the one thing we need now is just a bit of rain, just to spice things up. There we go, halfway mark. Halfway mark, just confirmation. The last half an hour was nothing compared to that first half an hour. So everybody settled down in their race pace. Cars up to temperature, everything working fine. A couple of casualties along the way, but yeah, nothing too serious in the last half an hour. No position change other than the Judge and Springbok Gamer. And then Boucher and Nismax, so all going well for now. Like I said earlier, we just need a bit of rain to spice things up a bit. Of course, I know nobody would want to see rain now, but it would just make things very interesting. Don't worry too much about that timing screen there, guys. The timing screen, yeah, sometimes do its own thing. It takes time to update as well. When it shows some information, when it shows different information, so it's a bit difficult as well from the comms box. But more importantly, I know the no core is some laps off, but more importantly, core is still hanging on. With guys that quits just because of one spin. I take my hat off to core to still hang in there and still push it. A couple of guys can come learn from him in that regard. So we started the race originally with 12 drivers, down to 8. Because this is that nighttime section, and then there's going to be that dawn section. I think with sun coming up, sun rays in your sunlight in your eyes, I don't think it's easy. Judge looked like he just clipped the barrier, and all of a sudden that brings Scooter right in the back. Scooter just coming to lap him. So the only car that's not lapped then is Chen. And Scooter is through, so just Chen. And gap still pretty much in the 40 seconds. Not losing, of course, yes, losing time to Kuda, but not as much. Not as rapidly. Oh, and we lost another driver. And not Sebastian is out again, and I think that is internet yet again. Not Sebastian was actually the race leader. Qualified, put it in pole, started the race. He had a brilliant getaway. Started building a gap. He was like 15-16 seconds ahead when internet gave him hard time, and we just lost him now again, thanks to, and which I believe is only internet. So we're down to 7 drivers. And in our news, I see the FIA to clamp down on slow pit entry under safety car after Lando Norris's incident at Monza. Things happening again around rules and stuff. F1, yeah, let's not talk about F1. Kuda still controlling this race pretty well. Getting closer and closer to Chen. Closer in the sense of lapping, but of course it's going to be still some distance that he need to travel to get there. Only 50 seconds. A lap, one lap is about 2 minutes. So I said Chen is the only car who haven't been lapped as yet. Hey, oh Warren, waar is jy nou? Just over an hour to go, hour and 7 minutes to go. As you can see, day is starting, well, has started to break. It's getting lighter. Of course, still dark on track. The track temperature has gone up, now 22 degrees. Still no wind. Of course, now this final stint was our last hour. Of course, it will be mostly in daylight. Couple of position changes. Springbok Gamer back into third, Boucher in fourth, Nismax in fifth, Judge dropping down to sixth. Of course, Nismax, Judge and Valander have served all their pit stops, so if they feel to the end, they can pretty much carry it till the end. Still got Kuda, Chen, Springbok Gamer and Boucher to make the last of their mandatory pit stops. Chen just coming to lap Valandel. And Chen is on his way. As you can see, there's just now for Chen passing Valandel. As you can see, the rest of them, everybody pretty much running on their own. Looks like Boucher is not that far off from Springbok Gamers, so there's still a third place fight here. So it's not all over yet. Boucher still gaining on Springbok Gamer. Gap just under 14 seconds. Visibility definitely increasing. Not too long ago they were fighting for third place, now Springbok Gamer coming to lap the judge. Surely Judge will get some blue flags here. Nismax also, Nismax being lapped by Springbok Gamer. Now Judge about to be lapped. Nismax also trying to get past Judge now. Well, just a little bit down the road, but will not be that long. Pretty much once Springbok Gamers pass, the judge will have to watch his mirrors for Nismax, because he's gaining. And I think this is costing Springbok Gamer, because you can see that gap between him and EH Boucher is shrinking. But of course EH Boucher also need to get past here first. Springbok Gamer dropped off a little bit to the judge. The gap still shrinking between Springbok Gamer and Boucher. As you can see on the map how close it is now. Springbok Gamer got Nismax now. Nismax really now here with him. Both cars wanting to get past the judge. Of course Nismax is trying to unlap him from Springbok Gamer. Coming down this back straight, but still not close enough. You can see in the far background that Ferrari of Boucher. Nisma's going to go diving on the inside. Springbok Gamer taking the outside line on, back in, stepping out a little bit. He would have lost time there. Went in much deeper, went off track, put down the accelerator in the back and wanted to step out. That cost him time. As you can see, there's you Boucher. Third place is coming, third place. The fight for third place pretty much is coming to life. Nismax unlapped him. Springbok Gamer pretty much want to lap him again. So the judge, of course, up the track there between these three Springbok Gamers, the front car. EH Boucher now less than 5 seconds behind. Got the likes of Alandel and Chen in the pits. So surely this will be Chen's last mandatory stop. As you can see there, just Nismax and Boucher diving into the pit, so Boucher serving his last mandatory pit stop. Springbok Gamer finally managed to get past the judge. Of course, Springbok Gamer will then be the sole remaining car to serve his second mandatory pit stop, so Boucher is done with his pretty much. Then once this is over, it's now just Springbok Gamer still to stop. Nismax still stationing, a bit of a long stop. 57 minutes to go, we're more than 2/3 in this race. Jen still the only car not lapped. EH Boucher's on his way. Nismac still stationary. So EH Boucher's done surely his fuel to the end. Track temperature up to 24 degrees. You see much more daylight now, of course. Lights are off, visibility is better, but there's no sunlight, it's overcast conditions. Pretty much what we were hoping for, but still no rain. Because just cooler conditions. But ambient temperature also 24. Springbok Gamers still staying out. No sign of him serving that last mandatory pit stop as yet. And not Sebastian managed to rejoin again. Because this is purely just for the sake of driving, for fun of it. Other guys wouldn't even bother come back. Hats off to this guy trying, even with internet core. Valandel there. Two guys I take my hat off today. Things haven't gone their way, but they haven't given up. They still were able to drive. Core had some difficult times. He kept his head down, he kept driving. Sebastian now rejoining for the second time. The race is pretty much over. 55 minutes to go, but still, it's for the sake of racing. And of course, he could still get points from this. Don't forget, this is double points. Boucher obviously smelling that third place. Springbok Gamers still need to hit the pits for his last time. As you can see, just that's the gap between them. But if you look at the fastest car for today, definitely this Vantage. Best car driver combination if I can. Would have been a whole different story if it wasn't for internet. Take nothing away from Kuda. He was there up front. It was in qualifying. It was during the start race. He did fall back. Only 15 seconds off at the time of the first disconnect from Not Sebastian. But he still stayed in touch. Take nothing away from him, he still drove a stellar race. And Not Sebastian with a spin. No, actually not him. For a moment I thought it was car 303. No, it was Corby with a spin. And we saw briefly another yellow flag at the start. And Nismac still in the pit. The judge in the pit, Springbok Gamer now is pitted as well. Keep an eye on Boucher. He's approaching the start finish line now. Valandel on the pit as well. Springbok Gamer still stationary. EH Boucher coming around now. Springbok Game is still stationary. Surely this will put EH Boucher in third place. Because just keep in mind this timing sheet take it a while to update. Because when EH Boucher pitted, he was like 5 seconds behind. So Springbok Gamer didn't lap him. And now he's well and truly ahead of Springbok Gamer. I might be missing something, but that is my calculations. There's Max still in the pit, so I'm not sure if this is more than what meets the eye. Maybe that he had to attend to something in the back. But that car's still stationary. Springbok Gamer finally on his way. There we go. The counter has updated. The time sheet screen have updated. That's the gap. EH Boucher into third. 52 minutes to go. Surely he can maintain third place from here. It's going to be a tough one for Springbok Gamer to claw that third place back. But then again, anything can still happen. There's still the possibility of mistakes. And there's Max finally on his way again. Valandel in the pits again. And Valandel has given up. Valandel is out. With just over 51 minutes to go, Valandel is out. He's done more than 2/3 of a race. Sebastian showing in the pits, just to get that mandatory pit stop out, of course. There we go. He served these mandatory pit stops as well. Says Chen is a lap behind. So possible that Chen might have been lapped in the end. Chen just touching the grass there. kicking up a bit of dust. Springbok gamer in this max again. Of course, this is not for position, this is Nesmax just trying to unlap himself. I think Springbok gamer want now to trip over a back marker if I can. Still the third place to push for 40 odd seconds possible. And we got a yellow flag. Yes, Boucher coming around now. Shows yellow flag. Oh, the car behind him. Nesmax spun. Nesmax back in the pits. So Nesmax also jumping back to the pit, doing a Gavin. So we will dab that. We would officially call that the gaff peak move. Yeah, again another long stop here by Nesmax. But the position yet for back pretty much confirmed. Gap between third and fourth here, 43 minutes. No, sorry, 43 seconds. And the gap now, well, time remaining for this race is just under 45 minutes. Nesmax still stationing in the pit. For those of you watching, who've been watching most of the race, I know there's no points for it, there's no real award for it in this league, but looking at the race, watching the majority of the race, some of you, who would you say is your driver of the day? Track temperature now up to 26 degrees, shows ambient temperature. Sun that started to come out, we can see sunlight again. With more sunlight, warmer track, better grip. Nesmax still not coming out. Springbok Gamer has gained some time. To have 3 seconds away from Boucher. Just to say that, not Sebastian decided to also do the gaff peak shuffle. Come on guys, anyone? Any suggestions on your driver of the day? Now there's 42 minutes to go, but still, more than 2/3 of the race completed. Who do you think is your driver of the day? For me personally, it's between Chen and Kuda. Chen drove a brilliant race. Actually, look at where he started. Took the opportunity when other people failed. Used these opportunities, pushed, built a gap, and ever since he got into second, that second place was pretty much his. Kudu also drove a brilliant race. Lost time towards Not Sebastian in the beginning, but actually made up, pulled the gap to the rest of the field when Not Sebastian actually fell out of the race thanks to internet. So both of them actually did decent races, and not a lot of incidents or unnecessary pit stops either. So I would say driver of the day must be between Chen and Kuda. Springbok game is still gaining. .38 seconds of gap. Did about 2 minutes a lap. There's roughly about 19 laps remaining. Oh, it's Springbok Gamer. Whoa, this is now weird stuff. That's lag. It can only be lag. That Lexus cannot be Spider-Man. Judge having his mirrors full of advantage. Not too far behind Lurk Springbok Gamer as well. I think the judge will be sick of the color blue by the end of this race. Oh, not Sebastian kissing the barriers. Of course, this is not just for fun of it. Use it as practice if you want, because he's too many laps done. He can't do anything from here on. There's Max still in the pit. Springbok game is still gaining. Gap between him and the age pouch is now 36 seconds. Blue flag, but there's no car near him. The joys of AI. Chen feeling a bit lonely. Only one through the mountain section. No car near him. A couple of other guys a bit closer to each other. Of course, you have Kuda here as well. Just came past these lap cars. Not Sebastian came past. The judge also to unlap him, but by one lap. Sebastian wants to also get past Scooter so he can unlap himself with one lap. Not changing anything in the bigger scheme of things. But of course he just would like to show he's the faster car. Of course, that blue flag will be for not Sebastian. The judge is the car ahead on track. Not Sebastian just harassing the race leader there, wanting to unlap himself. It's just for bragging rights, showing that he is the faster car. Things could have been different if it wasn't for connection issues. That Audi could also had a few bumps. I think that's mainly with barriers and especially that mountain section. Bonnet flapping around a bit. Would Judge now fancy his chance to unlap himself with a lap? Springbok Gamer and Boucher gap now a little bit stagnant. We're at 35 seconds here. Just to show you on track what it looks like. Just those three that we saw a moment ago, it's between them. 35 minutes to go. And getting closer and closer. 7 drivers after first 12 started. Not Sebastian has been kicked out thanks to connection issues more than once, but able to find his way back. Can he just keep it for the last 35 minutes? Can internet play along help him out here? And that's not going to change anything. He will be 7th, but also just to have that driving experience, just to do those few laps extra. Nesma's car still stationary. While he's stationary, just not Sebastian stays in. It helps not Sebastian unlapping himself to Nismak, so there's that potential of that 6th place for not Sebastian. So there is actually still something to race for not Sebastian. Gap came out slightly there between Springbok Game and Boucher, but nothing significant. Two Ferraris currently in the top 3. 2 Audis remaining after 4 Audis started. The judge is having some daylight between him and Springbok Gamer. Springbok Gamer, of course, is the car ahead on track. Not sure what happened to Kuda, but Chen is showing as leader of his race. Kuda 28 seconds behind. I think Kuda had to make a late stop. So which means Chen was not a lap behind, as the timing screen suggested. Because according to my calculations, he was never lapped. I said it before, much earlier, he was the only car who haven't been lapped. So he was still not, still the only car who haven't been lapped. So Chen haven't been lapped. And now Kuda, what seems to be a pit stop or so, but Kuda lost some time, and now Chen is ahead with 28 seconds. 30 minutes to go. Can Chen maintain this gap? Kuda obviously will be now driving all the fury out of this car. Yes, he was in the pits. As you can see, there looks to be have been done some repairs done to that Audi. Bonnet's not flapping around as much. It looked almost like there was a spray job as well. Nose of the car looked a lot better. So that one lap next to Kuda as well, that is wrong. 1 and 2 is not a lap apart, they're mere seconds apart. From 3 down, all cars have been lapped. And meantime, Springbok Gamer has taken another chunk out of EH Boucher. Gap is now 32 seconds. I think EH Boucher just taking it slow, not to mess it up now, not to drive into barriers, pick up damage, etc. You just want to see this car home. And we're pretty much in the last 30 minutes of this race. I think Springbok Gamer also had enough of this oversized Beetle today. Kuda has lost a bit of time there to Chen. Chen just managing that gap. Even you better watch. Oh wow, Judge look like just closing the door on Springbok Gamer. Not that there's anything to fight for here, because Springbok Gamer is ahead on track. Nismac still stationary. Can not Sebastian do the relevant amount of laps? 28 at 2 minutes, that's about 14 laps. Looks like there's about 10 laps to unlap himself, so it's possible. He might just be able to do it, so then not Sebastian pretty much driving for that 6th place. I think Nismax is done with his race, that's why he's still in the pits. Not sure if he just keeps it all together for the sake of lobby. But then again, also you don't know what happens behind the scenes, because life still happens. Which means when you have to abandon the game, like we had with Devon earlier today. Now we all like racing, we all plan this, but life still happens, and that is still the reality. No movement within the Audi garage as yet. Judge the leader, Springbok Gamer. I believe EH Boucher will be happy with this. The longer Springbok Gamer battle here with Judge, the better for him. Springbok game on start finish line. EH Boucher already coming up to this little twist and turn section. Judge is getting blue flags there. Not Sebastian actually in the pits as well. That's not going to help. Gap of 9 laps, I think. But pit stop now is not going to really help his chances. Car was dropped, he's on his way again. Nine laps, 26 at 2, possible, maybe, just maybe. But then that had to be his last pit stop. Chen and Kuda almost the same gap as between Springbok Game and EH Boucher, hovering around the 30-second mark on both sides. Only really real battles happening at the moment, because not Sebastian have a huge uphill battle to try and get to 6th place, but the real battle for positions is 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4. Both gaps pretty much 30 seconds, give or take. Chen now really controlling this, just keeping that gap. As it goes down, it goes up again, so it stays pretty much at 30 seconds. Springbok Game is still there behind the judge. But not really on the gearbox of a judge where you can show the judge he's faster. But still managed to gain time on the EH Boucher, but not gaining quick enough. Two minutes a lap, it's 12 laps. That's more than 2 seconds a lap that you need to take out of EH Boucher. Now Springbok Game is going to have an inside line. This is where he passed. Oh no, and then there's contact between him and the judge. There's contact between me and the judge. This is so unnecessary, it must be said. Back marker being lapped by the faster car. And of course, Springbok Gamer had the inside line. They were approaching the right-hander. Springbok Gamer always had the inside line. He was all for it. And last moment, the judges missed his braking point and made contact, sending Springbok Game into the barrier there. So that would have cost Springbok Game a lot of time and also some damage to his car. Not sure about the extent of damage there, if he can continue to finish the race like this, or he'll have to stop. But how it may be, the gap has opened up and it's now close to a minute. So safe to say, EH Boucher, 3rd place is yours. Unless something seriously goes wrong there in the Ferrari camp. But at the moment it's a Ferrari 1 and 3rd. Here comes Shen just to lap Springbok Gamer here in 4th place. Just solidify that 1st place, if it's not already been. Springbok Gamer keeping to the inside. This is going to surely be straightforward. Also Springbok Gamer going slowly. Some damage on the car. I think he's probably on his way to the pits. Meantime, not Sebastian has taken out another lap between him and Nismax. See Springbok Game. No, he's going to stay out. He's going to keep on with it like that. EH Boucher now running pretty much on his own. So that's first place pretty much. You just need to keep it clean, keep it out of the barriers. Just under 22 minutes to go. Yeah, you're missing all the stuff. The interesting last 15 minutes by the looks of it. Not Sebastian pushing to make up laps on Nismax. Nismax still stationary. So not Sebastian pushing for that 6th place. He just needs to unlap himself to Nismax. Judge and Springbok Gamer came together a lap or so ago, which put Springbok Gamer pretty much out of contention for 3rd place. Because the real battles was 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 both had like a 30-second gap. And then we have contact, so the gap between Bouch and Springbok Gamer is now a minute more or less, if not more. And we still have 1st and 2nd place, that gap hovering at about 30 seconds, as you can see there, 28.6, so it came down slightly. 21 minutes to go. That gives you, well, 20 minutes, that gives you about 10 laps. So that's also, it's almost 3 seconds a lap that Kuda will have to take out of Chen. Chen and Bouch are pretty much in good positions, so they just need to keep it clean. Oh, not Sebastian having a moment. Not Sebastian just spinning there. Pushing really hard now to try and unlap himself. No, sure, Devin, anytime. Hoop alles right aan julle kant ook. Hey, Evan, sad times for him, shame man. And but by the way, welcome back, Evan. Jy gesien wie lead. So guys, again, now I see there's 8 people watching. Again, nobody responded. With 20 minutes to go, I'm asking the same question. Doesn't count anything. Doesn't mean anything in this league, but who do you believe is your driver of the day? I was leaning between 1st place and 2nd place just a moment ago. Well, a little while ago it was the other way around. But I'm pretty much stuck on that man there. That's my driver of the day. Oh well, just got a wheel on the curb there, but luckily he kept his head. So it was really close between Kuda and Chen, but looking at the last few moments as well, I think Chen definitely driver of the day. Took his opportunities well when it presented itself. A couple of guys in front of him had a few mishaps and he didn't look back. Well, you and Muna as well, because yeah, Muna's internet bugged him. Because if it wasn't for Muna's internet, this would have been a whole different race. Kuda now managed to get a big chunk out of time, so Chen will just need to stay focused. 19 minutes, just under 19 minutes to go. He lost 4 seconds now to Kuda thanks to that moment. Well, Dirk had a few incidents and a few bumps and bruises along the way. But his car's been in the pits for the last couple of laps stationary, so I'm not sure what exactly happened there. But that's why I'm saying not Sebastian is touching, is pushing, because there's now 6 laps between them. 18, so it's 9 laps, so there's still time, unless Nismax decides to come out of the pit. That car just went up on the jacks and it just got dropped over jacks. But the Audi is not moving, still not. This is good news for not Sebastian, because he's trying to unlap himself to Nismax to get to the 6th place. Okay, now the Audi is moving again. So it's not going to be for not Sebastian. Nismax is back on his way, so just staying like this, not Sebastian's not going to make enough time to unlap himself to Nismax. So with 6 and 7 should remain as is, but because there's still 5 laps between them. Now Nismax stops on track and he dives back into the pits. Unless he's playing mind games there with not Sebastian as he goes out of the pits again. The Gavin, the Gav Big Shuffle. You know Devon, that move? Jumping to the pits in the middle of a race, not driving to the pits. It's officially known as the Gav Big Shuffle from today. I always thought you can only do it in practice and qualifying, but today I saw you can do it in a race as well. Ambient temperature 30 degrees, track is a nice 37 degrees. Just under 16.5 minutes to go. Just to give you an idea, where is Chen and where is Kura. It's pretty much that back straight that's between them. How many times what? Talk about jumping to the pit. Well, not Sebastian's now done it a few. Nesmax has done it. Gavpik obviously started it. Okay, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. Chen approaching dangerous territory here. Faster car trying to lap that oversized Beetle. After seeing what happened to Springbok Gamer just a few laps ago. So I can't help but to say Chen now in dangerous territory, getting close to him. So Chen would be in two minds, go for it or just hang back. But you can't hang back too much because there's still a race for first and second on here. And we're in the last 15 minutes, the last quarter of an hour. That is 100% correct, Matrix. If you jump to the pit, it actually, there's the penalty. Where's Steffi now? Steffi asked about penalties earlier because the game didn't give a penalty. But that in its own is already a penalty. Because even if you're at the end of a lap and you then jump to the pit, it's not like it doesn't progress you to the lap, to the end of a lap. It actually resets you to the start of that lap, puts you back in the pit. So you're going to have to come out and do all of that all over, so you lose a lot of time. So that's actually, that can explain why some of the guys got lapped so quickly or so often. So pretty much if you're in the middle to the end of a lap and you come into the pits, yeah, it doesn't count as a completed lap. You basically start that same lap number. And of course, once everything resets, that's how you can get past and lose position. So, not maybe a very good thing to get accustomed to. Rather, don't do that one. Drive to the pits. Here we go. Chen now getting closer and closer to the judge. Kuda has fallen back a bit. Gap is now has opened up to 31 again. From 24 a few laps ago, now open to 31 again. So Chen has opened up a bit of a gap. So again, pressures on Kuda. Kuda will need to take out 3 seconds a lap if he wants to get into first place. Unless this oversized Beetle can be the trump card. And take no credit away from Judge. Judge is a good driver. Nah, Devin, that's why we have a stream. You can pick it up on the stream. I'm not doing screen prints for you. Stop being lazy. Ooh, Chin just want to get past that Beetle. Beetle is not having any of it. Faster car trying to lap the slower car. Chin dives to the inside. Judge leaving more than enough space. And Chin is through. Springbok Gamer still keeping that Lexus together after that big shunt in the barriers. Just a few more minutes for these guys to hold on. Good, 32 seconds down. So you're talking about more than 3 seconds a lap now, and it's not happening. EH Pouch are pretty much third. It's gonna take something special for him to get any higher. Springbok Gamer also have a tough time to try to get back to third. He was making up some time until that shunt with a barrier. So that's pretty much positions confirmed. There's still that Not Sebastian and Nismax, if Not Sebastian can unlap himself to Nismax. That one's not completely over cards. Getting more and more impossible. I think if you look at that, there's about 4 laps between them. Now just 9 minutes to go. No, could have realized it's pretty much it. He's just now maintaining, just making sure that second place, going slow, still losing time to Chin. The Jets having his mirrors full of Not Sebastian again. Like I said, he will be completely up to his ears probably. He will be fed up as hell with these blue cars today. We won't be able to see a blue car again. But yeah, that Aston has got some serious pace. Could just coming up to Springbok Gamer a little bit further back still. Just try, if he does, it will be another lap, but Springbok Gamer will push not to let that happen. Not sure if Kuda's just cruising now or some sort of issue, but the gap is still increasing there. If you look at it now, it's pretty much more than 6 seconds a lap, which is not going to happen. So Chen just needs to keep his nose clean. Just control it for this last lap or two. Because pretty much 2-3 laps to go. Not your passing past the judge, pulling away from the judge. And we're under 5 minutes. Last 5 minutes of this race. Springbok Gamer just having second placement, Kuda still behind him. Kuda coming closer, little by little. Judge running on his own again. That's next way coming up to Chen. This is just to unlap himself. Chen just letting this max pass, unlapping himself, letting him go on his way. No need to hold him back, no need for them to follow each other. Because Chen is still getting away from Kuda. Gap is still increasing at this late in the race. EH Boucher pretty much we're always lonesome on the one side of a track, where everyone else is on the other side. And we're down to 3 minutes, people. Chen has started this lap, so I still believe there's going to be one more lap after this. Because my calculation shows about 84 laps and we on 83 now. So looking where we're on track and the amount of time to close here to finish this lap, so yes, there will be one more lap after this lap. So we can pretty much say this is the penultimate lap in a very late pit stop from the judge. See if that's a fuel issue, because there's literally like 2 laps remaining. Nope, yeah, it's still stationary. Not going to be a quick stop. And pretty much all positions will remain as is now. Nismax and not Sebastian too far behind the judge. Nismax still 4 laps ahead, so not Sebastian will remain in 7th. The top 4 is also confirmed. Don't think anybody will take unnecessary chances now or do something. And Chen comes around now to start his final lap. There we go, just got this confirmation as well that this is the final lap. Nesmax will get the blue flag as Chen is the race leader. Judge still in the pits, not sure about the reason for this. And it's not a quick stop either. And as I say, that he's finally on his way just to go complete his final lap. Time is going to run out. Surely H. Boucher will just complete this lap because he's so far behind this pack. They're already in the last lap. He's only had 14, well, now actually instead of 14 seconds remaining, now it shows 0. Counter all of a sudden from 14 seconds, somewhere went straight to 0 seconds remaining. So probably this will be his last lap, so he's going to finish. Surely he's not going to do another lap. We're coming over now, and no, it actually do allow him to go through to do another lap. We have Chen Nismax actually behind. Not sure if Nismax made a mistake or just let him pull over, because that would be a clever move to let him pull through when you don't need to do that extra lap. But also giving him the opportunity to shine, because this is his moment to shine, to brag, whatever. Drove a brilliant race, stayed out of trouble, kept it clean, took the opportunities when it presented itself. Guys in front made mistakes, he didn't look back. In the last stint only he got the first place, and he used it to his advantage, and well done Chen. There's your race leader, ladies and gents, Chen. Chen Kromtoon van Appelfontein. Well done Chen, well deserved. Nismax finished 6th with not Sebastian 7th. Of course, Kuda will bring the rest of the guys home. Kuda, then followed by the judge and Springbok Gamer with Boucher right at their back. Kuda coming through, there's your second place feature. Yeah, there's a bit of damage on that Audi again. Unless it's the same damage, it's just earlier looked different. It happens where sometimes there's damage and doesn't show, or vice versa. So Kuda brought it back in second. Guy stopping out on track now. It's waiting for Mr. Boucher. He will be the last car to finish. So Chen, Kuda, Boucher will take 3rd place, Springbok Gamer 4th. The judge 5th, Nismax 6th, and not Sebastian 7th. Just confirmation there. Just laps and intervals. Not sure about fastest lap there, Devon. Not sure who can show you fastest lap. But that's pretty much your race finish. And of course your non-finisher all the way from 8th down to 12th. No, sorry Devon, I can't help you with fastest lap. Not sure if I can pick it up from here. Only got the gap in the end. Kuda coming home 46 seconds behind. Of course, Kuda the only car who wasn't lapped. Pretty much just like Chen did for most of the race. And when that late pit stop came, Chen used it to his advantage and took the lead and never looked back. So brilliant race done. 3 hours. Come on, it's tiring. For these guys who finished, well done guys. It's never easy. But yeah, now you can go have a cold one. For those of you watching, thank you so much for the support as always. Thank you for those who participated in the chat, for those comments there. Of course, next week back to normal. Well, normal in the sense of normal race days, but I do understand on Thursday night we are midway, of course, with the Sonic Sim season. So this Thursday coming, there is no races mid-season break. So it's just a normal F1 race, of course, on Friday. And then the week after we're back as normal. Guys, thank you. Till next time, take care, and we'll speak again. Cheers.